Hi guys, today we're having a look at the new C+, which essentially anyone who's been keeping an eye on Ninebot ONEs of late will notice that the C model is gone and the E is now out of production, and the two models you've got are the C and the E+. Now the C basically takes place of the E. And the E Plus is a bigger model than has ever been out before of the Ninebot ONE in terms of battery. So basically what has changed is the board, the motor and the battery. Now this battery is 20 watt hours less than the E, which is a tiny amount, just a smidgen less, but you get performance from the new motor and the board, which puts it on par with the E. The old E. The software in this and the new motor should make it a better ride, like the E+. So visually, you get everything. You get the user manual, you get some rolls of protective foam, the charger block, and a cable, or cables. Let's take this out so you can have a little look. So that is it. Visually, doesn't look any different to the models. So what I'll do is I'll take this out for a ride, as you usually do, test it out. I've tested the E+, of course. This is the first time I've actually tested the C+. Now the E's have all gone, and there's no more stock left of those. Basically, for the same price as the E is the C+, and then if you want the biggest, most powerful model, then you need the E+. But this will be the same as the E that we've sold basically a load of. The C's we sold less of because of the range, but this range will be on par with the current E, which has just gone out now. So if you're looking for the E and you can't find it, C+ is the one you want. If you want the latest model, you need to go for the E+. But let's concentrate on this one, get on the scales, take it for a ride, mess about with it in general, and I'll feedback of what the differences feel like and what the actual differences are in reality. See if it's the same as the E, better than the E, worse than the E. I'll let you know. Okay, first step onto it ever. First ride on C+. Feels a lot lighter than the C+, underneath the feet. Nice squeaky tire, brand new. Okay, so it's slow speed, but yet feels like an E. Nice acceleration. Yeah. I can't really say a lot with these little bits of movement, and not going very far. When we get outside and get a better feedback, but otherwise no, it feels just like an E, from what I can tell. It just takes something scaled. See what the actual weight is in comparison to the E. Okay, the weight is 14.26 kilograms, and that's the C+. Right, there we go. Let's power up and then off we go. Yeah, right in. And then So in a beautiful area of Portney, and riding through an old farmyard, really old buildings and stuff that you'll see behind me now, down 3.25 miles, and it's sort of basically off-road is what you could say it was. It's off-road tracks, farm tracks, and quite heavy off-road, but still going well, still going strong, looking good. Beautiful weather. Thank you. And for company, I have other Ninebotters on this lovely trip. What's cycling like?
Great.
Not as good as Ninebot, is it? No. More effort. Okay, just past the 5 mile mark. If you can hear me, it's quite windy. She is going along just fine. And we're looking at 1 hour 25 minutes been riding. And a car coming. That's the shouting for the kids. And these are the sort of things you get around here where we live, which is dusty. That's dusty. Yeah. So the ride, just like the E Plus, you can ride along at 19 kilometers an hour, 20 kilometers an hour, real safely. It does it with ease. And it's real comfortable at that top end speed. So what the speed I'm going along now is about 19 kilometers an hour, or 13 miles an hour approximately. And then once you get to 20, maybe just peaking up to getting up to 21, it starts to tilt you backwards to keep you safe. 21 kilometers an hour, so just over 13 miles an hour. It starts to push you back, and then it just brings you back to a speed which is safe, and then you go again. So in terms of ride, the difference between the old C and the old E is the quality of the top end ride. So a minimization of beeping and more comfortable at higher speeds. And to be honest, as I keep saying in all my videos, is you don't want to be going 19 km/h an hour really anyway, because you can't sprint from that speed if you do come off. So it's a good top speed, and it's solid at that speed. No worries at all. And my tyres at 55 psi, 19 km/h an hour, straight as an arrow. And then I say above that starts to push you back, and then it resumes that speed again, and you just ride it in the sweet spot, and that sweet spot is 19 kilometers an hour. Basically, you can ride at 19 without it pushing you back, without any effort. You can just stick at that speed. It's only when you go above that and then it starts to tilt the pedals back a little bit to try and get you back down to that speed. But all good. Okay, I'm at the 7 mile mark, and my battery's just gone to the red, which is 19% remaining. And what that does is it starts tilting the pedals backwards. I think it's about above 6 miles an hour or something. It starts doing that. See it beeping. It's kind of going above the speed. You slow it down, they level out, carries on again. So at 19%, 7 miles just over, and it's in the red. Okay, we're actually back home. We've done over 7 miles. I'll put the stats up, but you're talking 7 miles an hour. Once it gets on the red, so 19%, yeah, let you go 7 miles an hour until it run out. So you probably do another 2 miles, probably another 2. Yeah, I would say 2 miles safely. 7, 8, 9. So it's 9, 10 miles you get out of it. I'm just over 12 stone, so I'm not sure what that is in pounds, but it's fairly heavy. An interesting note, Toby, my boy, he was on the C, just an really old C with a little battery. He's still going, and that's the difference between weight. He weighs next to nothing, so he's like 4 stone, I think, or something. Yeah, so his is still going. That's a standard C. But yeah, so this is actually, it's not too bad. It's on a par with the E, basically. But so there you go. That is the review of it, and how far I did in real life. It's probably about 10 degrees, 12 degrees C temperature riding today.
So yeah, there you go guys, and there's the stats coming up right now.